Olá, beleza? So, in this classroom, we will see the holidays and celebrations in Brazil and notice that most of them are Catholic ones because Brazil was colonized by a Catholic country, Portugal. On January 1st, we celebrate New Year in Brazil. People hold each other, wishing Happy New Year for you, and this kind of stuffs. And it is a tradition in Brazil that people dress themselves on white collar clothes. It is believed that this color brings up financial prosperity and also luck on personal life. On January 25th, we celebrate the birthday of my hometown, São Paulo. Yes! It is not a national holiday, but it's remembered in whole Brazil. And by the way, São Paulo in following year will complete 463 years old. Very old, isn't it? On February, we have a holiday that dismisses presentations, the Carnival. I think it is broadcasted abroad and the whole world knows about it. So basically, Carnival lasts 4 days in Brazil, and 2 days are used for the presentation of school sambas in São Paulo, and 2 days for the presentation of school sambas in Rio de Janeiro. And after that, we have a Catholic celebration, the Ashes Wednesday. During Ash Wednesday, people go to church and mark on their foreheads a cross made by ashes. It remembers the beginning of Lent and preparation for Easter. On March 8th, we celebrate Women's Day in Brazil, and we remember all the stuffs that women suffered in order to acquire their rights, and there are still many things to do in favor of women. On March, we celebrate Lent. This is the period of 40 days in which Jesus Christ is spent on desert, fasting and be tempted by devil. And for Catholics, this is a period of self-reflection and also self-control. In April, we have an important holiday for all Christians, the Holy Week. Basically, Holy Week is divided into 4 days. The first one is the Maundy Thursday, in which Jesus Christ washed his disciples' feet. The second day is the Friday of Passion, in which Jesus Christ was crucified by Romans. The Thursday is the Holy Saturday, in which Jesus Christ defeated death. And finally, the fourth day, Easter. Pretty common in Brazil during Easter, people exchange chocolate Eastern eggs. Do you have it in your countries? Is the same situation? Please subscribe here, let me know. On April 21st, we remember the death of Tiradentes. Tiradentes was the leader of Inconfidência Mineira, a sort of movement in order to create emancipation from Portuguese crown, independence of Portugal. And unfortunately, this road failed, and Tiradentes was hanged in a public place. But still nowadays, we remember him as a national hero and also a martyr. April 22nd, we remember the discovery of Brazil. 1500, the Portuguese navigator Pedro Álvares Cabral was trying to go to India in order to collect some spices, but he missed the path and he reached the Brazilian coast, and so that Brazil was born. On May 1st, there is Labor Day in Brazil. During this date, we remember all the achievements made by workers in whole Brazil. There are shows and presentations in whole country in order to remember the workers of Brazil. May 13th is a marvelous date for all Brazilians, but especially for black ones. It is the end of black slavery on Brazil. On 1888, Princess Isabel signed a document called Ariela abolishing all black slavery in Brazil. But this scenario unfortunately represents a nefarious part of Brazilian history. We were the last country in whole Americas to abolish black slavery. Shame on us. On May, we also celebrate Mother's Day, It's pretty common that people give gifts to women and say, Happy Mother's Day for you. Do you have it in your country? On June 12th in Brazil we celebrate Valentine's Day. It's pretty common people exchanging cards and buying gifts by girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, and etc. It is also the month of two popular saints in Brazil, Saint Anthony and Saint John. And because of that, we have a special party in Brazil called Festa Junina. So basically, Junine parties have existed in Brazil since 17th century. They were brought by Portuguese colonizers, but I'm not sure if they used to follow same format of party that we use nowadays. A Junine party is divided into tents and you can find plenty of food and games. As example of food you can find peanut brittle, barbecue, or you can taste a delicious candle apple. And you can participate of some games such as ringo toss, big math toss, or a traditional bingo. But the best part of a Junine party is the country dance called Cuadrilla. People dress themselves using checkered clothes and straw hats, and they dance in pairs in a sort of square dance. It's very funny, and it is always a simulation of a marriage. We do it in order to celebrate the people who lived in ancient times in Brazil and they lived in country areas. On July 9, there is the Constitutional Revolution of 32, in which four young men were murdered cowardly by inaction of government. This is not a national holiday only in the state of São Paulo, but it is remembered in whole Brazil. On August, we celebrate Father's Day. It's like Mother's Day. We buy presents for men and say, Happy Father's Day! On September 7th, we remembered Brazilian independence. The Prince Dom Pedro screamed along Ipiranga's creek bank, Independence or death! And after that, initiated the process of Brazilian independence from Portuguese crown. On October 12th, we celebrate two things at the same date. The first one is Children's Day, is like Mother's and Father's Day. And the second one is the patroness of Brazil, Nossa Senhora de Aparecida. Two fishermen threw their webs and they collected from the bottom of the river an image of a saint, more than less like that. And it was headless. They threw the web again and they collected her head. They fixed the image, and not only fishermen but also whole city was blessed by the image that was known as Nossa Senhora. On November 2nd, there's the Catholic holiday All Souls Day. People go to cemetery to remember the ones who have already passed away and also leave flowers on the graves. On November 15th, we celebrate the proclamation of Republic in Brazil that occurred in 1889. And finally, on December 25th, we have Christmas. La 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 la. Hey! So guys, I hope you really enjoyed my classroom about holidays and celebrations in Brazil, and I hope it was useful for you to understand just a little bit more about Brazilian culture, okay? Ciao, ciao!